Body camera video into our newsroom this evening of a Milwaukee County Sheriff's deputy being given Narcan by his partner after being exposed to a deadly amount of fentanyl.
How you feeling now? Huh? Same. Breathe through your nose.
Wow, scary video there. This all happening in the middle of the Fond du Lac freeway as they were inspecting inside a crashed vehicle. Milwaukee County Deputy Adrian Williams says that he is thankful his partners and supervisor quickly made it there and gave him the drug Narcan, which can reverse the opioid overdose.
I was there, I heard everything, I saw everything. I just couldn't move.
How terrifying is that?
It was terrible. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I've been a deputy.
Deputy Williams says it took 2 days for him to feel normal again, though it's his job to run towards danger. He hopes this serves as a reminder for everyone not to experiment with dangerous drugs that could not just only hurt you, but also really do a lot of damage.
No doubt.
So this is where we enter the twilight zone. But it's a twilight zone, again, everything is a point of observation. A twilight zone to a mainstream journalist will be perfectly bloody logical to someone who's done 50 years or so, or 25 years, or how many years it is of research into something. This is an important point about perception. One of the greatest ways that humanity is controlled is by the suppression of the sense of the possible.
Fentanyl can take your life in an instant. That's what several families want you to know tonight. They lost their loved ones to the drug. The smallest amount can be lethal, even the amount that can fit on the tip of a pencil. And as KETV News Watch 7's Abby Peterson reports, it can lead to the biggest loss.
We still live it every day. It's hard, really hard.
Heartbroken families on a mission to educate others and warn them about the dangers of fentanyl.
It's poison, and it will take your life in an instant.
Shannon Sayers is one of them. Last May, she lost her 27-year-old daughter, Phoenix Baker, to fentanyl. But she didn't know that's what she was taking.
She asked her stepbrother for an oxy, and he was the person that it exchanged hands through.
That brother was 28-year-old Ricky Miller III. 3 weeks later, he took the same pill, which was actually pure fentanyl. So Sayers lost a daughter and son to the drug.
I mean, they took a pill and didn't wake up.
And there are so many others feeling the same hurt, like Monet Rakusik Ward's family.
Monet was the brightest star. She could walk into a room and light it up.
She died last August. Her family says she thought she was taking a Percocet. Instead, it had fentanyl in it.
Fentanyl doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care. It'll kill you. You know, and there's so many younger kids, and it's just really sad to see a lot of people die.
Families shattered forever over a pill. One these loved ones would like to see gone for good.
I wish we could have saved ours, but we're here to save others.
Abby Peterson, KETV Newswatch 7.
Alright, welcome to the show. You're watching Axiom series on WBYTN, the Wild Bill YouTube network. And on this show, this is addiction recovery and community health revisited. As back in 2021, I did a video on my own health center's contribution to drug addiction recovery and community health, as I showed a package that they hand out, drug tools in it, pipes and such things. That link will be in the description to revisit those two videos that I did about that. But when I saw this article this morning, this article on cbc.ca, had me thinking about that video again. So I'm going to take you through this article real quick, and because it's quite disturbing, really. The article is by Thomas Jubé. I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. But let's get on with this article here. Let's start right from the top here. People who live and work near a struggling part of downtown Ottawa say they are running out of options when it comes to dealing with fentanyl crisis that has ravaged several blocks of the lower. So many drug users sit and lie down on the Murray Street sidewalk that the community workers have nicknamed the area, quote unquote, the beach. Louise Beaudoin, I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. The nurse in charge of the supervised injection site located at Shepherds of Good Hope, one of 3 nearby shelters, said that the employees responded to 7 overdoses in a recent 8-hour shift. Wow. Now, she said, they're dealing with a surge in violence too. Quote unquote, I've been doing this for 20 years and I've never felt threatened, but for 3 of 4 years we have had security guards 24 hours a day because the level of violence has increased drastically, Beaudoin told Radio Canada in a French language interview. Pastor Gordon Belea, if I said that wrong, I apologize, said police sometimes call for help because the church on King Edward Avenue has surveillance cameras outside. Quote unquote, I saw 2 people die of an overdose on video, he said in French. In both cases, the guy was alone. People were walking away, all alone, abandoned. That hits. Certainly that hits. That is a sad state of affairs to watch somebody die like that. Wow. Wow. dealing with the area's drug and homelessness issue has become part of the daily routine for many. Quote, unquote, they are like zombies, said Paul Vial, a resident who says he's been robbed twice in the last 3 months. Quote unquote, my son, he's 10 right now, doesn't like to come out here. He sees it all the time, unquote. At a daycare in Lower Town, an educator combs the yard in search of syringes each morning. Every day there is something, quote, every day there is something. Tia Markovich, who takes her child to the daycare, told the reporter in French, things we don't want our children to see, unquote. One resident said they've been stuck inside their home after someone passed out in front of their door. Other times they find excrement, meaning feces, I guess. Wow. Arrests down despite worsening problem. I bet has to do with like what's going on in the States about defunding the police. No resources. According to police statistics, arrests for drug possession down 36% last year compared to 2021. Arrest of suspected drug dealers also fell. That has to do with defunding the police of some sort. That's a left-wing tactic right there. Leader of the Conservative Party talks about the crime issue in this country, and this is part of it. That there's nothing done about it. So you could say arrests are down, and that might look good in the stat book. But the reality, the axiom of it, it's because police aren't able to do their jobs for one reason or another, either funding or they're ordered not to do anything. And that is a damn shame. A damn shame. Quote, we have limited resources, so how can we be precise in using those resources as efficiently as possible, said Constable Paul Stam, a community police officer who recently took reporters for a tour of the area. Quote, it's just not an effective and efficient use of resources to constantly be arresting them, putting them through the criminal justice system, back through the cycle of criminalization, said Stam, and then never addressing these complex, deeper rooted issues. And I've been talking about prisons being a cycle of criminalization like that because in prisons there is no rehabilitation, no effective rehabilitation. There's nothing done to help the prisoners in there, because I know firsthand about prisons, having been wrongly convicted for a crime that never happened, spent 12 years in the federal system, and I witnessed this cycle of criminalization, these lack of adequate programs. According to Ottawa paramedics, they've administered more than 300 naloxone injections this year across the city. This is just one city this year. 300 injections of something I'm assuming to bring people out of overdoses, to bring them to again. That's what it could be Narcan for all I know, the common name Narcan. Adrenaline. That's sad, man. The article goes on to say, equipped with tweezers and collection box, Chris Grinham, a Lower Town resident of 24 years, regularly collects syringes around the housing cooperative where he works. Quote, some days you find 3 or 4, some days you find 30 to 4 or 40, he said. Wow. In 2018, Ottawa Public Health, OPH, estimated it retrieved more than 1.7 million syringes citywide, including from needle drop boxes, harm reduction programs, and from quote-unquote needle hunters like Grinham. In 2022, that number was closer to 2.5 million. The nearby Sandy Hill Community Health Center says it saw approximately 18,000 total visits to its supervised injection site in 2021 with 871 unique visitors. Now, I'm assuming unique visitors means new visitors, new addicts. I'm assuming that's what that means. OPH estimates a median of 5 suspected drug-related overdose deaths per week since the start of the year, based on preliminary data from the Office of the Chief Coroner. Wow. In 2022, Ottawa saw 141 deaths, but still, suspected drug-related overdoses. What other kind of overdoses are there? If it's not drug overdose, come on. Attack the issue. Talk about the issue. Shelters, services concentrated in Market. I've been to Ottawa. I know where the Market is. I know that area. Grinham doesn't like to call police, but when things get aggressive, quote, I mean, most of them are not bad people, he observed. They're just in a bad situation, unquote. Shelters in the area. There are 3 nearby, plus 3 supervised injection sites. Wow. 3 injection sites in a wow. That is insane to think about that. They are shelters are overwhelmed, though not everyone uses them. Julie Archambault, a homeless person who lives on the streets during the day and sleeps with a friend at night, is too afraid of the shelters. She says traffickers of all kinds are attracted to the concentration of people suffering homelessness and addiction. Blah, blah. There is violence on girls and on guys, and the abuse, and then the abused people here at the shelter, she said in French. It makes them work in the street. They treat them like animals. Shameful. The ward's city councillor, Stephanie Plante, wants to see services scattered throughout the city rather than concentrating them in such a small geographic area. If they scattered them throughout the city, they would have more 10 cities in the city than just one, I guess. I'm assuming that's why they forced the concentration into one area. Pack them in there. Fence them off. Forget about them. Let them die. That's fucking sickening. A group of by-ward market retailers will meet with the mayor this week to discuss the pressure facing their businesses. Quote, that really needs to be a priority, said Stam during the tour. If we are to have this level of services and this concentration of service down here, priority number 1 needs to be, we need to reduce the impact on the surrounding community down to zero. Others have recommended legalizing hard drugs, arguing that criminalization only worsens the problem. Short-sightedness I see there. Short-sightedness in the issue itself. Because the issue is not being criminals or criminalization. It's the drug use that's the problem. It's the hopelessness that's been created. That's the problem. It's the rise of rents, the rise of groceries, unable to survive. That's what the issue is. It's not criminalization. It's the hopelessness that our governments have created. That's that left-wing thinking that's created this problem. Archambault is appealing to all Ottawa politicians for help. Quote, please give the help they need, she said in French. And please wake up here in Ottawa. All governments, we must help them because they are dying here. And that is the state of affairs that Canada is in. And you saw those videos that I showed at the beginning of this video from Omaha and that other place, right at the beginning. In the United States of people overdosing on fentanyl. That's that liberal inaction, heartless liberal thinking that's allowing this to happen. It's a sad state of affairs, but that is the truth of it. That is the axiom of it. Whether it be the Democrats in the United States, the Liberal Party in Canada, they are allowing this fentanyl into the communities to compound the problem. Health centers are providing injection sites for them to do their drugs. They're supplying drug kits, they're called. If you saw my first video about about addiction recovery and community health, it's a sad state of affairs because these people that are sworn to help, it takes a big heart to go on the streets and try and help these people on the streets. But it's the lie behind it that they're going to do it anyway, so try and make it as safe as possible for them. Where's the safeness in allowing people to die? Allowing 7 people to overdose in an 8-hour shift. Taking away jobs, raising prices, raising rents, raising hopelessness in people's lives. That is, I don't even have the words to say how shameful this is. How disgusting this is. And the fact that I'm working on another video about this, but much of this fentanyl, yes, it's coming from the southern border of the United States. Yes, it's coming through those borders, but it's coming from China as well. I saw a documentary that was made that's saying they mail order fentanyl and stuff like that. Mail order this stuff online. Like, this problem, you have to give thanks to the Liberal Party of Canada, headed by Justin Trudeau. You got the Democratic Party in the United States, led by Joe Biden. to thank for all of this. Because drugs have always been an issue, but not at the level that it is getting. The last video I did on addiction recovery and community health, I did 2 years ago about those drug kits. That link will be in the description. It's time for people to wake up on the left and on the right, because this isn't a left and right issue. This is a right and wrong issue. And what's going on right now is absolutely wrong. So I'm going to leave this video here, but I'm going to let this video run out with clips from my video I did 2 years ago. And it's almost 2 years ago, actually. September 2021, I did that interview on addiction, recovery, and community health. I pray for the hopelessness to be turned around. I pray that those that are sworn to help do help. Because having problems with addiction myself, the next person you hear dying could be me. It could be your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend, nephew, your son, your daughter, your nieces, nephews, cousins, friends, you know? Because when hopelessness hits to such a degree, I could honestly tell you, if you can't find the way out of that hopelessness, more people are going to die at more higher rates than what we are seeing. It's time to turn humanity around again. Give hope to our communities. Give hope to your loved ones that are suffering addiction. Because once you take hope away from somebody, believe me, it's a fast ride downhill from there once that hope is taken away. Mama Pete. Talk to you again soon. Be good. Building healthier communities is their slogan. You see? Building healthy communities. And part of the nutrition program. And that's how this disgusting thing that's going on there that's how it's being hidden behind platitudes, being hidden behind budget, being hidden behind laziness. Because you see, because if you look at the Batchewana Healing Center website, they say they have a program for drug prevention. So let's see in this kit what they consider drug prevention. Okay. Well, there's this thing. Look at this. Look what that's called. A snorting kit. This is Oaxaca, I guess, if you can read that. And this is this kit, it says right on it, this kit can be used to reduce the harms associated with smoking heroin, OxyContin, OxyNeo, and crystal meth. More info inside insert. And what's this? This looks like not sure what this is. It looks like it might be alcohol rubs and all that kind of stuff in there. Get your stem or foil ready. Holy fuck, look at this. What's in this kit? See? What's in this kit? 4 pieces of smoking foil, uncoated. 2 stems, 1 cooker, 2 matches, 6 condoms, 2 lube, 1 lip balm, and information. What is the kit for? The kit can be used to reduce the harms associated with smoking heroin, OxyContin. This don't reduce nothing. This don't reduce a goddamn thing because they're still doing the drugs. With instructions on how to do the drugs. I've never done heroin, I don't do heroin, but apparently they smoke it on foil. Now I know you can smoke crystal meth on foil too. Stems, let's see these stems. Here's these are stems for smoking crack. Believe me, I know what that is. Any other stems in here? What's in here? What's in here? So here's pipes and foils and instructions on how to do the drugs. With the lie behind it that it's going to reduce the harmful effects somehow. She's doing the fucking drugs.
So, controlling the sense of the possible. Because if you're doing things out here, and you've got the sense of the possible here, then when people like me say, this is what's going on, that goes, you're bloody mad, that's not possible, that can't be going on. And the biggest problem is that, and it's not every one of them, by the way. I was talking to one the other day who was very kind of intelligent, involved in all this, but this in general is my experience after 25 years of the perception of the possible of a mainstream bloody journalist. And that's why people who speak the greater truth, and have done throughout the period of the media, have invariably been ridiculed and dismissed, because that cannot perceive that the possibility that it can be true.